Everybody's ready. We'd like to go ahead and call to order this regularly scheduled March meeting of the Henderson County Board of Education. And welcome everybody. We appreciate you taking the time to come out and join us in this meeting. First item on the agenda is a moment of silence. I'd like Ukraine is a country of 44 million people and fraction of democracy for about 8 years, and we're all well aware of what's going on over there. And it's something that can impact the whole world if things escalate any more than where they have now. 44 million people, and over 25% of them have either been displaced or are in a refugee situation right now. It's a rough situation. So if we join in a moment of silence, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Next item would be the Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Lawson.
Ask our student ambassadors if they would come up and do the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you so very much. Are you going to introduce these fine folks for us?
Yes, sir, I'd be honored. So tonight we have with us Morgan Bassett, Mr. Greg Bender, Piper Brewer, and Cole Parrish. Thank you all very much.
We appreciate you coming to this meeting and representing the Henderson County Schools as well as Henderson County High School as an ambassador. Thank you so much. Next item would be the approval of the agenda. We have a revised agenda that everybody received before the meeting. I'd entertain a motion that we approve the agenda.
So moved.
Have a motion. Second. Second, Ms. Williams. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, vote unanimous. Thank you so much. Dr. Lawson, you're up.
Sir, we'll start with all of our students and staff recognition, and we'll begin with our judges' scholar.
Our South Heights Elementary School student, Shauna Hobbs, could not make it, but we did want to recognize her and Mr. Black. We're so glad that you were here to recognize Shauna Hobbs as well. We want to recognize Spotsville Elementary School 5th grade student, Mary Ellen Whitfield, for being selected as a Judges Scholar for March. Ms. Fleming, if you and Mary Ellen would like to join Dr. Lawson at this time and tell us why your school selected Mary Ellen to be Judges Scholar.
Thank you. Good evening. Sorry, I'm going to try not to get emotional. Miss Mary Ellen is part of my first kindergarten class at Spotsville. I'm not sure she's grown since then, but that's okay. Don't let her size fool you, because she may be small, but she is mighty. She excels academically. She's a straight A student. She works hard each day. She completes all of her homework and her assignments on time. She has outstanding MAP scores and K-Prep scores. She meets her AR goal each marking period, and she's earned every behavior reward that we have set for our students. Let's see, what else? Oh, she participates in gifted and talented leadership, creativity, and drama, but she saves the drama for the stage. She doesn't bring that to school. She's never been involved in any drama. She comes to school each day. She lives out our mission. She's a great friend. She's respectful, polite. She's always willing to help out. She leads with integrity. She comes, she gives her best, and then some. This year, she was a ABA Spotsville Warrior cheerleader. I know you'll be surprised, but she was our flyer. I love every time they go out and do a floor cheer. She nailed it. Her motions were on point. She also was awarded the Cindy Williams Leadership Award for cheerleading, and we weren't surprised when the coaches selected her, because she's just an all-around outstanding young lady. And we're going to be sad to send her on to middle school, but she's born to do great things, and we can't wait to see what your future holds.
Mary Ellen, we have a Medal of Excellence for you. And we know a student that strives for excellence like you do has a lot of good support. Do you have any family here with you? Could we ask your family to come up here, please? We could all kind of squeeze in here for a nice picture. Mary Ellen, was there anything you remembered from your Judges Scholar Day that you want to tell the crowd about?
This school board is very good at saving money.
Well, I appreciate that too. We've got a job for
That's
you
a
in
good one
Henderson
to
County
remember.
Schools one day. Thank you, Mary Ellen.
All right. Actually, we have at this time Shauna Hobbs from South Heights Elementary. If you'd like to come forward, and Mr. Black, if you'd like to tell us why you selected Shauna to be your Judges Scholar.
Absolutely. There's just so many things about Shauna and, of course, her family that exemplifies South Heights. She's a great student. She's a great athlete. Just embodies the Blazer way. She excels in the classroom and also outside the classroom. She just is an all-around great example of what it is to be a Blazer. So I'm just so happy that Shauna Hobbs is our South Heights, the 1199 Judges Scholar.
Ms. Shauna, we have a Medal of Excellence for you here. And we'd like to say a special thank you to your family for bringing you here. If we can all kind of squeeze in, can we scoot over just everybody that way just a little bit? So Shauna, was there anything that you remember from Judges Scholar that you want to tell everybody that happened?
That they let me host $3,000 and bring it up to the judge.
All about money.
Yeah, that's great. Great job, Shauna. Thank you.
Tonight, we'd like to recognize Molly Tappan from Cairo Elementary School for being the Elks Hoop Shoot State winner. Molly was also selected for the Sportsmanship Award. So Molly, if you and Ms. Chappelle can come forward at this time. And if your family would also like to join us for a picture.
Molly's family, come on up.
All right, Miss Molly Tappan, what a great leader. I know that Dr. Lawson just shared that she was the state champion for the Kentucky Elks Hoop Shoot. We're very proud of her for that, but also that she received the Sportsmanship Award, which speaks volumes to her character. Not only do I get to be her principal, but also this year I had the honor of being her basketball coach, as she was one of our Lady Mavericks. Her dad, Ben, and I coached the team. And what I loved about her on the basketball court was her grit. You could always count on Molly to be out there and give her very best every game. She was exhausted at the end of every game because she laid it all on the line. And I know in order to be the state champion in the Elks Hoop Shoot, which is a free throw contest, she had to do a lot of practicing along the way, which took a lot of grit. So she's a great Cairo leader. She leads by example, has great integrity, and I love her initiative. She's got some get up and go about her for sure. So we're very proud of you, Molly Jewell. Keep working hard, girl.
And Miss Molly, Miss Williams has a Medal of Excellence for you. Molly, we'd like to say that you are so fortunate to have parents who support you in that way. So proud of your work ethic to accomplish a goal like that. I'm sure there are many times when you're shooting baskets, when other folks aren't, and you're doing what it takes and you're pursuing excellence. You want to tell us a little bit about your hoop shooting?
Nervous like crazy.
That's where all that preparation came in, right?
We would like to recognize our district spelling bee winners, and we're going to start with our K through third winner. That would be Bracken Welty from Bengate. If you would like to come forward with your family and your principal at this time.
Trophy,
Bring
too.
the
Come on.
trophy.
Well, yeah.
Wow, what a big trophy. Way to go earn it. Mr. Powers, can you tell us just a little bit about Bracken and how he works at school and his character?
Bracken's in trouble all the time. He's always in my office. The only way I can keep him out of my office is make him stuff all the time. No, really, he's an amazing student. He loves to participate. He's in our STLP. He does a lot of different things around our school. And one of the things that I really admire about him is when he was up on stage during the spelling bee, because I was nervous, my hands were sweaty just watching. He just kept his cool the whole time. That's just something you can't teach. That's just innate in him. He's going to go really far with that. He's got two great parents that do well by him. And I'm telling you, there was none of this that came from me on spelling because I go to him. We're a Microsoft Word world, so having kids that can spell, that's an amazing thing that'll help and serve him well. So he's just a great student. We're lucky to have him.
We're very lucky. His parents are both educators in Henderson County Schools. We're thankful for them. And Bracken, do you remember what the word was when you won the spelling bee? That is a tough word. Nice job. Well, we have a Medal of Excellence for you from Miss Williams here. We can all kind of scoot over this way and get a picture. Congratulations, Bracken.
Our fourth and fifth grade winner is Ava Baker from East Heights Elementary. Ava, if you and your family and Miss Odom can come forward at this time.
Miss Odom, could you tell us about Ava?
I sure will. Ava is a great student, as you might expect, and she doesn't at school say a lot, at least not to me. She's quiet, but I suspect at home and with her friends and family, she's anything but quiet. Because I know seeing her standing up on the spelling bee stage how brave and smart and dedicated she is as a student and as a leader for her classmates. We'd like to give a shout out to WSON who broadcasts the spelling bee and Ava's class, and a lot of the classes at East Heights were able to watch her, and they were so excited and so proud of their classmate. So at East Heights, we're proud of this hawk. She came to us in third grade, and we don't ever want to let her go.
Miss Ava, Miss Tracy Williams has a Medal of Excellence for you. Great job at the spelling bee. Do you remember what word it was when you won? Fortis. That is a very hard word to spell. Excellent job. Can we all squeeze in here?
Our middle school winner is Nate Goad. Nate, if you and your family would like to come forward, and Mr. Rush at this time.
Congratulations, Nate. Mr. Rush, do you mind telling us a little bit about Nate?
Well, Nate's one of those, like Miss Odom said, very similar. He's just a quiet guy that he does what he's supposed to do, and those are my favorite. But so the picture up here is first and second. So that Logan, I was lucky enough to be there it was at South. And so the cool thing is the school version, Logan got first and Nate got second. So the rematch was the district, and it came down to them. It was back and forth, and I look forward to hearing what that last word was, 'cause I forgot. So congratulations, buddy.
Miss Williams has a Medal of Excellence for you. So tell us a story. In the school competition, you came in second. All right, so then you had the district competition. Tell us what happened between the school competition, the district competition, kind of that drive you had, and then tell us the last word too, if you don't.
I'm not really sure what happened in between, because I didn't study that much. They just gave me easy words, but I just got lucky on the spelling of paramecium. And then they gave me dimension as my last word, so it was easy.
You won, right?
I think you got more than lucky. I think that was a lot of preparation and hard work. We're really proud of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations. We have another state champion, our long jump indoor state champion, Hchs student Hayden Tishner. Hayden, if you can come forward at this time to be recognized for your accomplishment. Ms. Ransom, if you want to come forward, and Hayden, if your family would like to come forward as well.
Wow. I've been lucky enough to know the Tishner family for many years now, and nothing but great athletes. Not only a track star, but also an awesome cheerleader. All right. And not only that, an awesome person. All right. Great young lady. I'll take a school full of Tishners. Like I said, I had Tishners when I was at Madisonville, and I was lucky enough to continue to have Tishners. And I've got a few more coming, or a couple more coming, not a few more, right? So very happy about that. Like you said, the hard work on the track, in the classroom, everywhere, and she's going to do great things. All right, I don't know if you got anything else you want to say or not.
I'll just add that we're really proud of you, but you've set yourself up now for outdoor track season, so we have a lot of high expectations going forward.
Congratulations.
Hayden, we've got a Medal of Excellence for you here from Miss Williams. So you have to be so happy about achieving that. It takes support from parents, and all these students have great parent support. Can you tell us just a little bit about your championship and maybe support from your parents?
A lot of support from my coaches and parents, and that was indoor state had their first meet of the season since we don't do a lot of indoor season, and so it just sort of set me up for something like that. Hopefully they go better.
I want to thank you for the way you pursue excellence in the classroom, cheerleading, track, the way you always go after the highest standard. You're doing a great job representing all of us in Henderson County Schools. We couldn't be more proud. We can get everybody in for a picture. Thank you.
Congratulations to our new National Board Certified teachers, HCHS Social Studies teacher Chris Houston, and K-Rail Special Education teacher Katie Bell. Mr. Houston could not be here tonight, but Ms. Bell, I know you're here. If you'd like to come forward at this time to receive a Medal of Excellence.
Tracy's got a Medal of Excellence for you. this is a quite rigorous program to become a nationally board certified teacher. And Henderson County Schools, we talk about pursuing excellence. It's about always getting better. It's about always pursuing a high standard. And it must have taken a great commitment of your time and effort to accomplish this. Can you tell us a little bit about the program, and maybe you had to be pretty honored to receive this?
It was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie about it. The only way I got it done was booking slots in the library and forcing myself to go. It is a really rigorous program. Project, I guess you could call it. And partially because of the you have to really tailor it. I've got it finished.
I know sometimes when you complete a program like that, there's almost some relief about finishing. But what an example it sets for our students when our adults pursue the highest standard of lifelong learning. So thank you for setting that example.
Tonight, our community partner spotlight is Hydro Aluminum Metals USA. Their support has included Junior Achievement Partners, donations to our Happy Feet program, Ready Fest school supplies, providing uniforms for our middle schools, partnering with Jefferson Elementary School, purchasing books for a mentoring program at South Middle School, sponsoring the Empty Bowls event that Central Academy recently had, making donations to our Niagara Elementary School and of our Frisky, our family resource coordinators. So if you'd like to come forward at this time, we'd like to recognize you as our community partner spotlight.
Tracy, would you bring her certificate over here? We'll snap a quick picture. I'd like to thank you, before you leave here, I just want to thank you for your partnership with Henderson County Schools and all those initiatives you supported. And I wondered if you mind maybe just telling us a little bit about Hydro.
Hydro Aluminum has been in Henderson for 20 years now. I recently took the HR manager position there, so I've been there almost a year. And our initiative is to be community partners. Hydro's name is not well known in Henderson, even though we've been here for some time. So with the help of my boss and myself, being a Henderson native, which is very near and dear to my heart, we want to help partner with the school system to provide the needs for the children of our community.
We certainly appreciate that. We're proud of all our Henderson natives, and the fact that you partner with our district to support our students really is what makes our school district special. Thank you very much.
I think that concludes our students, staff, and public recognition. Those of you that like to stick around can stick around. Those of you that would like to leave, feel free to jump up, or you just get up and leave if you would like. Next item on the agenda is the public participation. This would be the time on our agenda that we would allow anyone that would like to address this board for a period of time for any matter that's not on the agenda. And you would have needed to fill out a form prior to that. Robin, do we have anyone that has completed that? Thank you very much. Then we'll move along. Next item would be to approve the minutes from our prior meeting of February 23rd, which was a special call meeting. We received those minutes ahead of time. Is there any questions, comments, any changes to the minutes as presented?
I move we accept them as
I
read.
have a motion, Mr. Alvis, we accept the minutes as presented. Second, Mr. Haynes. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, votes unanimous. Thank you so very much. Next item would be the reports. And Mr. Codell, you're going to give us a little bit of an update on the Jefferson Elementary School, which we had an opportunity to go through it last week, and it's looking good.
Good. I'm glad you did. Some of the big picture things we've been working on. We had a progress meeting today, starting to get ready for the final push, getting everybody to get all their excess materials off the site. We're going to start over the next couple weeks doing the finished grading, seeding, straw, all the landscaping, all that's getting ready to get started. So as soon as that's complete, the final surface course of the asphalt will go down in the parking lots. Remainder of the exterior work that's going on, the metal roof panels are now complete finally. So they've started working on the exterior soffit and some of the coping. Still waiting on some of the metal wall panels to be delivered. About 3/4 of those are in hand, but still short a few, so we're waiting those. Inside, the LVT, the luxury vinyl tiles going down. Casework is being installed. All that should wrap up in about a week or so. Interior paint, toilet fixtures, all those kind of final big ticket items are underway. So the next 45 days should be pretty exciting. Lots happening each week. You'll see a big difference each week now. So we're getting there.
Thank you. We have one item from a change order.
Yes, sir.
Which includes several different items.
Yeah, I kind of just, for the sake of paperwork, combined several things into a single change order. This is to Coberstein Contracting. One thing, the biggest piece of this was some existing sidewalk along Alvis Street that was in pretty disrepair, so we had them put a price together to replace all of that. Installing a sump pump in the elevator pit, tying that into the new storm system for the project. And then also there was one other. Let's see, there was a water company came out and asked that the water meter be relocated, so they had to do some asphalt patch. I think that was $500 of that change order.
So we have a change order to, as Mr. Codell said, remove and repair some concrete sidewalks, and replace some asphalt, repair some asphalt, and install the sump pump and relocate a water meter. So you've seen the items for change, so entertain a motion. We accept the change as presented. Mr.
So
Alves,
moved.
Thank you. And second? Second. Second from Ms. Williams. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
All right.
Aye. Vote unanimous. Thank you so very much. School's looking good out there. Next item on the agenda would be capital projects, which would start out with the Henderson County High School soccer locker room building.
That is correct, sir. Tonight before you on the Henderson County High School soccer locker room project, we have two pieces. Along with the bid, we have to have special inspections on the two pieces before you this evening for your consideration. You have the bid inspection tab sheet with those companies that put forth bids for special inspection. You will find 4 people, 1 no proposal, and 3 bids. The second part of that is the approval for the special inspection proposal through the lowest bidder of Associated Engineers. So I would ask for your consideration for approval for the bid tab and for to award Associated Engineers for the special inspections this evening.
Yes, sir. I ask the board to approve the special inspections bid tab and the special inspections proposal from Associated Engineers as well.
Heard the superintendent's recommendation.
So
Have a motion,
moved.
Mr. Alves. Second, Mr. Smith. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye. Vote unanimous. Thank you so very much. Next item would be the Henderson County High School athletic report. Andrew.
Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Waller. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, since I was last here in January, we have not taken any personnel action since then. What we have done is we've wrapped up our winter sports season, so I'll just kind of give you a rundown on what our teams did. The boys basketball team finished their season with an 18-13 record overall. They won the 6th district tournament by beating a solid Union County team. I didn't put this on the initial report, but we lost in the first round of the region tournament to Hopkins County Central. The girls basketball team finished with a 24-5 record. They won the 6th district and 2nd region tournaments. They lost to Franklin County in the first round of the KHSA Sweet 16 tournament. Coach Hell currently has 493 wins, which puts him 1 win from tying for 2nd place in Kentucky high school girls basketball history. So I hope that gives him a little bit of incentive to come back next year. On the wrestling team, we had 4 kids qualify for the state wrestling tournament, which is the most we've had since wrestling returned to Henderson in 2018. And we also had our first region championship. J.J. Pointer won the region for his weight class, which was, I think, 156. But we had a lot of other guys that were competing at higher levels than we've seen on the wrestling team. So we're really proud of the work that they've done, and look to come back next year. We're losing 2 seniors from that team, but we'll look to come back next year strong on the wrestling team. I have on the report, we've already recognized Hayden Tishner for winning the state indoor long jump. I should have mentioned this maybe a second ago, but we had the Colonel Classic track meet this past Saturday at the high school, and the girls came in first place in that track meet. The boys came in third. And I don't know if it came down to this, but the last race is always the 4x4, and it's a fun race to watch anyway. But our first girl that ran injured herself partway through the race, and she kind of hobbled. She finished her lap, but she hobbled across the finish line and handed the baton to the next person, who made up some ground, and the third leg made up some ground. But anyway, Hayden was our 4th runner in that race, and she ended up taking the lead and winning the race for us. So that was a great comeback. The swimming team finished the season undefeated in dual meets. We had more kids out this year, which I think kind of helped with the competitive level of that team, and we look to just continue to get better with them next year. The dance team competed at nationals, where they finished 8th in game day for the varsity team and 18th in the Palm division. And we also took a JV team, which finished 3rd in game day. Hot off the press today, the academic team won the state championship in quick recall and came in 2nd place overall. So congratulations to them. Spring sports are underway. Softball has opened the season 2-0 so far, and they're playing a game tonight against Apollo right now. The baseball team still hasn't got to play a game yet. They've had 2 games canceled because of weather, and they're supposed to play tomorrow night, but we know what the weather is, so that's probably going to be a 3rd game canceled. But they're all in full swing, so we're ready to cheer on the spring sports. I've mentioned track, but tennis has also had their first match this past week as well. So all the spring sports teams are rolling along. And Henderson County High School continues to be in compliance with all KHSA bylaws. Thank you.
Any questions, Mr. Anderson's athletic program? It's a good looking shirt you got there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next item would be review the December 1 count. Ms. Mays.
Now, I know you've anxiously been waiting to hear this. So I will run through these slides because I know you already have them, but the first, if you go to the next one, our numbers for special education have been the lowest they've been in a really long time, but that kind of goes along with our overall enrollment. So we stay in the range of about 14%, 14.2% this year for our special education population, which is comparable to the state. The next page, or the next slide, shows you kind of the breakdown of all the areas of disability in special education and the makeup of our population in Henderson County. And we use this, and I kind of track this over the years. For example, we know the last 4 years we've seen an increase consistently in autism. So we kind of use that as a jumping point for professional development for our staff. When we see those numbers increasing, we know that general ed teachers, special ed teachers probably need more experience and more training in those areas. Next. This is just a breakdown of our staff and our staffing numbers along with our transportation. We continue to go down in numbers in students who need special transportation. And a lot of people don't think about it, but when we consider least restrictive environment, special transportation is one of those restrictive areas. So we constantly are looking at ways to support kids to be able to be on the general ed bus with their non-disabled peers. And I think our numbers kind of show, those efforts in that area. This is not in the December 1 count information, but I always like to share this with you guys every year. So one of the areas we struggle with is a shortage of certified special education teachers. And we have done a lot of efforts over the last several years to be able to get this number better, and we've done a really good job. 3 years ago, 31% of our teachers were alternative, probationary, provisional certified. So they were not fully certified special ed teachers. We went down to 20%, and this year we're at 9%. We're going to keep that off. But the supports that we put in place, I think, are a big part of that reason. We do a new teacher cadre where we meet with those staff every month. We have special education coaches now at every level that consistently support these teachers. And then we also have professional learning communities that we have at each level to support those teachers as well. The other area that we are constantly working on is our increase of students who require really intensive services. Currently, we have 14 self-contained classrooms or programs in our district. They serve about 93 students, K through 12. We are 4 less than we were last year of classrooms, and we serve 19 less students. And I give you those numbers because, again, we strive really hard for least restrictive environment. And when we talk about these classrooms and these programs, these students often spend a lot of time out of the general ed setting. So again, we've done a lot of supports and put supports in place to help increase students being able to be in the general ed setting. One of those is professional learning communities for those programs. We do research-based walkthroughs. We make sure we have clear expectations for the programs to make sure those students reach the most success. And then we also now have implemented PASS, which is the positive approach to student success at all levels. And that is kind of in lieu of what you used to think of as EBD rooms or behavior classrooms. And so this program allows us to give those students supports out in the classroom and not have to pull them back because of their behavior. So 53 students currently participate in that program across our district, and a large majority of those, if we didn't have that program in place, would not be able to be with their other peers. And then the last one. We always know, of course, the gap between students with disabilities and without disabilities. And over the last 4 years, we've done a really strong push with co-teach. To date, we have trained 135 general ed teachers and 56 special education teachers. Our baseline data was collected in January 2019. And at that point, we were seeing 64.7% in our walkthrough of both teachers actively engaged in the instruction. A lot of times we would see the special ed teacher helping other students, but not actively engaged in the overall instruction. And we are now at 91.2%. We make sure they get co-planning together. We ask the principals to consider that whenever they're doing their master schedules. The other area is small group models. So co-teach has several models. The small group models, parallel, station, and alternative teaching are the ones we strive for because there's a lot of evidence-based to provide students with more feedback, opportunities to respond. And so January 2019, only 20.5% of our co-teach classes we walked through were utilizing these, and now we're up to 47%. And that's it.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions, Ms. Mays?
Oh, yeah, sound like an uphill battle, but you're working at it.
Most exciting part of the meeting. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Mr. Allen.
That's all right. I was just cackling over here,
Okay.
or rattling.
Thank you, Ms. Mays. Next item on the agenda would be the consent agenda that was, has about 8 items in it. Item 1, some services for electrical cabling, internet wiring services at various locations, some bid recommendations for audits, mowing, and banking services, and some equipment, some school fundraisers, 3 fundraisers at the high school and 1 at East Heights, some student overnight trips that include 8 different trips, and change in the salary schedule, some grant applications for 4 different applications at 6 schools, emergency certificates for substitute teaching and shorten school day for one special education student. Receive the consent agenda. Is there any item of these 8 that we'd like to have full for discussion?
I don't want to have it, well, okay. I'd like to know more about the approve application for emergency certificates. Is that a application form that we're approving that is going to be used in specific instances? Is that what that is? There was no name associated with it. Maybe I had a mental block on that.
No, you did.
May I answer?
Go ahead.
Okay. On behalf of the Human Resources Department, we apply for this every year. All of our substitutes who do not have an active teaching certification, this is the certification application. So this will be for any substitute teacher for the 2022-23 school year that has not gone through a teacher education program or who might currently be in one but doesn't have their full certification.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. So, any other items of question or discussion? So I'd entertain a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented, please. Have a motion, Mr. Alvis. Second from Ms. Williams. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye, votes unanimous. Ms. Cloutier.
This is the most exciting part of the meeting right here. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you make it exciting, and we appreciate it.
give you a medal in just a minute. The treasurer's report for the month of February includes total receipts of $5,766,882 and total expenses of $6,743,768 for a net decrease in all funds of $976,886. Any questions on the treasurer's report?
Questions, Ms. Cloutier? Dr. Lawson?
I'd request the board approve the treasurer's report as presented by Ms. Cloutier.
Heard the superintendent's recommendation. Have a motion. Motion, Mr. Alvis. Second.
Second.
From Mr. Haynes. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, votes unanimous to accept the treasurer's report. Next would be paid warrant.
Okay, the paid warrants cover the period of February 22nd through March 21st and include total paid warrants of $3,610,771.77, with the majority of that being payroll-related taxes and withholdings.
Dr. Lawson?
Request the board approve the paid warrant report as presented by Ms. Cloutier.
Heard the superintendent's recommendation. Have a motion, Mr. Alvis. Second from Mr. Smith. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. That is kind of funny calling him Mr. Smith. From Wesley. Please let the record reflect that we received personnel items and have been reviewed by the board members. Before we entertain a motion to adjourn, I'd like to suggest that last year at summertime we had a day-and-a-half retreat. I'd like to suggest we have another one, if that is agreeable with everybody on the board. Sometime in June. Obviously, it's March, but when school is out, I'd like for Dr. Lawson to look at a few dates that may be convenient for him and anybody on his staff that he may like. Yes, sir.
I'd like to attend, but I've already the 19th through the 25th
Of
June.
yes.
I will not be here.
Okay. So maybe he can work around those dates if you'll let him know. And I would also suggest that if you have some subject matter that you would like to see at that retreat of interest, to give that to Dr. Lawson or Robin. June 19th through the 25th? Thank you. So I'm just making that as a suggestion. Any other comments?
I prefer us to have a retreat in the first 2 weeks, so before June 15th.
Works
Just
for me. So Dr.
scheduling
Lawson, look at your calendar, see which convenient. And Wesley can be there. I'll guarantee you I can.
Yes, sir.
Any other comments? So now, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. I have a motion from Ms. Williams. Second from Mr. Haynes. All those in favor, we're adjourning anyway. Thank you so very much. Great meeting. Appreciate the recognition. There was a lot of good folks recognized. Appreciate you folks being here. Thank you.